36 minutes past the hour. Here at the Imus Morning Program. Please welcome to the program. The man who's going to be the Republican nominee for president, Donald Trump. Good morning, Mr. Trump.
Hello, Don.
First of all, congratulations. 16 down, 1 to go.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Hey, look, I've been doing. I was just thinking while I'm waiting, how long have I been doing your show with Bernard and the whole group? Right, Bernard's a big star now. You know, with the O'Reilly stuff. You know that, right?
Yes, I do know that.
But how long have I been doing this show, Don? Right? It's great.
35 years.
And this wasn't supposed to be in the cards. What we're doing now, but we got to keep it going. That's all there is.
So now you have to raise, by your own estimation, $1.5 billion to run. Where's that money going to come from?
Well, I'm putting up some, but I'm going to, we're going to raise a lot of money for the party, and we have, very good relationships. We have an interesting meeting tomorrow, and I think that'll go very well. Paul Ryan, who is a very good person, by the way, and he, loves the party and loves the country. So I think that'll be good, but we're going to raise a lot of money for the party, and I think the number would be probably $1 billion, not $1.5 billion. I spend money, less. I'm a little bit less on the spending. I spent so far like $38 million, $40 million on the race, with a lot of money, but Jeb Bush spent $230, and he ended up nowhere. And, I spent actually less than anybody else, and I'm in first place, so that's a good thing. So I think I know how to spend it. Maybe that's why people like me as the president, right? But
so would you put yourself in a position of having to take money from people who are, or organizations or industries, big pharma, people like that, who then are going to expect something? Well,
they're really paying it. Any money is going to be paid to the party, not to me. I don't want to take money.
Sure.
So I'm not taking money, but the party will take money, and the party is going to be supporting me and other people, and many other people. And I'm going to continue to fund also my own stuff, but the party will be, I think, raising a lot of money, hopefully raising a lot of money. Plus, they'll also be spending the money on senators and other people that are running for office.
In this meeting that you mentioned, you're going to have with Paul Ryan tomorrow. How does that work? I mean, do you show up with your posse and he has his, and do you all get in a room, or is it just you and him, or what happens?
Well, I don't know yet. I mean, I'm going to go, and I'm going to see, and we'll meet. And, I don't know Paul. I've met him one time. I've liked him. I think he's a good man. And I really think, probably we'll come out with something that's going to be good, I hope. Otherwise, I'll just continue on the path that I continue on.
Well, do you envision that there'll be a point tomorrow? I know you just said you didn't know, but then where it would just be you and Paul in a room together? Or?
That I don't know. I think there might be, but I don't mind. He probably has a couple of people he feels comfortable with, and I do, and so it may be that way, or it may be Paul and I. And I think maybe more than anything else, we have to get to know each other. He knows every other candidate. They're politicians,
Sure.
And he knows them. He doesn't know me. And so I think maybe to a certain extent he wants to get to know me a little bit, and I can understand that. But we'll just have to see how it plays out. And I think it's going to play out well. And if it
doesn't, if
it doesn't, you'll be the first to know.
You should walk in and offer him the VP slot.
Yeah, well.
To throw him off.
I tell you, number one, he wouldn't want it. And he's doing a good job where he is. He wants to look, that was not an easy one to fill. That was a tough deal. The whole speaker thing was a pretty tough deal. But I expect it's going to be certainly interesting, and I think it'll probably go well.
Mike Tyson famously said everybody has a plan till they get punched in the mouth.
One of the great lines in history. I agree.
So do you think that, there's no way for you to know, but do you think that Bill and Hillary, and particularly Hillary Clinton, that they had a plan, and the plan was to try to get Bernie to run, not expecting he would do so well, just to provide some opposition, and then that they were going to go into the fall facing Jeb Bush, and then here you come. They don't appear to be, or do you think that they're prepared for you?
Well, I think they're prepared, but, I'm running a campaign where we're going to make great trade deals. She can't do that. Where we're going to strengthen up our military. Our military is decimated with all of the cuts and all of the other things. And you just look at the way she's handled all of the different things when she was saying, look, Libya as an example, what a disaster with the Benghazi, with everything. You look at so many of the things that she's handled it so bad. But we're going to strengthen trade. We're going to strengthen borders. We're going to do things that she's going to, she wants to abolish the Second Amendment. I mean, essentially, she wants to abolish the Second Amendment, take everybody's guns away. I think that's a very bad issue for her. But she's got it. I mean, she's got that issue. So I think we're going to do great. But very big for me is going to be trade. Very big for me is going to be cutting, waste. All of these countries that we defend are ripping us off like you wouldn't believe, Don. The numbers are astronomical. And
do you think you're going to do you think you're going to walk in the Oval Office and discover? I mean, have you thought about this? You walk in there and you discover that there are a lot of things that you want to do or thought you could do that you may not be able to do or may not be that easy?
I'll find some of that, but a lot of it, I've been, for a long time, I've been involved in politics at the highest level for a long time, just not on this side.
Yeah.
And I understand how it works, and I think I'll be able to do a lot of things. Obama can't do things. I mean, Obama, he resorted to just signing executive orders all over the place. I mean, Obama's never... How often do you see where everybody agrees? I don't know. When was the last time you saw a vote where everybody agrees on something and they voted in? It doesn't seem like it even happens. If you think about it, it's the level of hatred in Washington between Republicans and Democrats is unbelievable. And I remember 10 years ago, 20 years ago, certainly during Reagan, where the Republicans, Democrats, they fought, but they got along. And a good example would be Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan. But today, the hatred that they have for each other is unbelievable.
Talking about taxes the other day, redefining what you meant about raising taxes on wealthy people. Well, my question is, how do you describe the middle class? What level of income, in your view, represents the middle class?
Well, I'll tell you one way to describe them is the people that have been absolutely disenfranchised in this country. Because honestly, I mean, what's happened with people that you would think of in terms of middle class, and that definition changes all the time. But you really have, if you think of middle class, you have different people in different cities. For instance, in New York City, a person that is middle class is like a rich person in other parts of the country. You understand, in terms of money. But the person in the other parts of the country may live much better because it's so expensive to live in New York and other places. But the people of the middle class in this country have been absolutely killed, not only with taxes, with every other way. Their jobs have been taken away. They haven't had a pay raise in 18 years, effectively a pay raise in 18 years. And I think that's one of the things and one of the reasons I'm doing well, because I'm going to change this stuff. Their jobs have been taken away. Their companies have left for Mexico. China's taken so many of the jobs. Japan, all these countries have just taken our jobs away, and I know how to stop it, and they know I know how to stop it. And when I have these rallies down, I'll have 25,000 people in some of these rallies, and sometimes much more than that. I talk about how we stop it, and everybody understands it, and everybody agrees. When they take our companies, there have to be consequences. We can't just let it keep going like this, because Mexico, what they've done to us, and what they're doing to us is incredible. Carrier Air Conditioning just left. They're just leaving for Mexico now. Ford is building massive plants in Mexico. I mean, our jobs are being taken away. We're not going to have any jobs left.
I'm talking with Donald Trump here in the Imus Mind program. John McCain, been a friend of mine for years, and when you were talking about him not being an American hero, I believe, and not liking people who were captured, he, in fact, of course, as you know, was shot down flying a fighter jet over North Vietnam and was captured in that manner. And he has said that he doesn't want an apology from you for him personally, but he thinks you ought to apologize to the tens of thousands of POWs who were captured by no fault of their own.
Well, I've actually done that, Don, and I've, frankly, I like John McCain, and John McCain is a hero. Also heroes are people that are, whether they get caught or don't get caught, they're all heroes as far as I'm concerned. And that's the way it should be. And
so do you regret saying that?
I don't, I like not to regret anything. I mean, you do things and you say things, and what I said, frankly, is what I said. And, some people like what I said, if you want to know the truth. I mean, there are many people that like what I said. After I said that, my poll numbers went up 7 points. I mean,
no, I understand all that, but
do you understand that? I mean, some people liked what I said, but I like John McCain. In my eyes, John McCain is a hero. I mean, John McCain's a good guy.
So, in my view, in one of the the things that I've said about you, even though I've never said I wasn't going to vote for you, I am going to vote for you. But that a guy who got 3 or 4 deferments to keep from going to Vietnam probably shouldn't be characterizing people like John McCain as anything, do you think?
I understand that. Well, I had, I was going to college. I had student deferments. I also.
Oh no, I understand. But
I also got a great lottery number done, which frankly I got. I think I was 356, which is out of I guess I don't know what the final number was, but it was like one of the low numbers. So I got a little.
Well, I tell people that I was when they asked me what I was doing, I said, well, I was in the Marine Corps. I said I was in the jungles of Vietnam killing the Kong, when in fact I played the bugle in the band at Camp Pendleton. But
no, I understand that. I do feel that. One of the reasons I was very much involved